penalty are being weaponized by the Iranian government.
Criminal proceedings and the death penalty are being weaponized by the Iranian government to punish individuals participating in protests and to strike fear into the population to stamp out dissent in violation of international human rights law.
At least 17 others.
4 individuals engaged in the recent demonstrations have been executed over the past month following expedited trials that have not met minimum guarantees of fair trial and due process required by international human rights law. International human rights law is binding on Iran, and this makes the executions tantamount to an arbitrary deprivation of life. High Commissioner Volker Turk has said that the weaponization of criminal procedures to punish people for exercising their basic rights, such as those participating in or organizing demonstrations, amounts to state-sanctioned killing.
As you know, we are starting up.
Reports the first of the 4 executions, that of Mohsen Shakiri, was carried out on the 8th of December 2022. 4 days later, Majid Reza Rahnavad was executed only 23 days after his arrest, on the 19th of November. On the 7th of January this year, Mohammad Mehdi Karami and Mohammad Husseini were executed. All were executed secretly, without their families being informed. This in itself constitutes a violation of international human rights law.
Binding on Iran, and this makes the executions.
Our office has received information that 2 further executions are imminent, that of Mohammad Borugani, aged 19, and Mohammad Gobadiou, aged 22.
We are open to discuss, to engage in a strategic.
High Commissioner reiterates his call to the government of Iran to respect the lives and voices of its people, to impose an immediate moratorium on the death penalty, and to halt all executions.
The main issue here, in addition to the vague definition of the charges, is the proceedings themselves. So a few days between the first instance court, which is the Revolution Court, and the Supreme Court. In some cases, only 1 week before the two, between the first instant court decision and the appeal. This is one issue, and it is a very serious issue. Fast-track trials without legal guarantees, without appointing a lawyer of their choice, without even access to the files at the Supreme Court, which is also against the international standards. Exchanges with the Iranian permanent mission and the government. Iran ratified the main human rights instruments, including the International Convention on the Civic and Political Rights. And as you know, many Muslim countries registered reservations when it comes to death penalty, Article 6. So this is one of the issues. However, there is a consensus, there is a customary law that even with death penalty, you have to apply the threshold of the most serious crimes, which is not the case in the context of protests, unfortunately.